Recorded Books and RB Digital present Banana Cream Pie Murder by Joanne Fluke, narrated by Suzanne Torin. Chapter 1. Dolores Swenson typed "The End" and gave a smile of satisfaction as she leaned back in her desk chair. She'd finished the manuscript for her newest Regency romance novel. She was just about to get up and open the bottle of Perrier-Jouet she'd been saving for this occasion when she heard a loud crack, and she fell to the floor backwards. For one stunned moment, she stared up at the ceiling in her office in disbelief, unable to move or make a sound. She blinked several times and moved her head tentatively. Nothing hurt. She was still alive. But what had happened? And why had she fallen over backwards? When the obvious solution occurred to her, Dolores started to giggle. The loud crack had sounded when the cushioned seat of her desk chair had sheared off from its base. It was something Doc had warned her would happen someday if she didn't get around to replacing it. And she hadn't. And it had. And here she was on her back, her body effectively swaddled by soft, stuffed leather, barely able to move a muscle. As she realized that she was in the same position as a turtle flipped over on its back, Dolores began to laugh even harder. It was a good thing no one was here to see her. She must look ridiculous. That meant she had to figure out some way to get up before Doc came home. If he saw her like this, she'd never hear the end of it. And she wouldn't put it past him to take a photo of her stuck in the chair on her back and show it to everyone at the hospital. Unsure of exactly how to extricate herself, Dolores braced her hands on the cushioned arms of the chair and pushed. This didn't work the way she'd thought it would, but it did work. Instead of moving her body backwards, her action pushed the chair forward. The part of her body that Doc referred to as her gluteus maximus was now several inches away from the seat of the chair, far enough for her to bend her legs, hook her heels on the edge of the chair seat, and push it even farther away. She was getting there. Dolores pushed with her heels again, and the chair slid several more inches away. By repeating this motion and squirming on her back at the same time, she somehow managed to free herself from her cushioned prison and roll over on hands and knees. She got to her feet by grasping the edge of her desk and pulling herself upright. When she was in a standing position, Dolores gave a sigh of relief and promised herself that she'd buy a new desk chair in the morning. Now that she was on her feet again, and none the worse for wear, she decided that celebratory champagne was a necessity. She took the prized bottle from the dorm refrigerator Doc had insisted she install in her office and opened it with a soft pop. Loud pops were for movie scenes. She'd learned to remove the cork slowly so that not even a drop would escape. Dolores set the open bottle on the desk and went to close the window. She liked fresh air, and she always opened it when she worked in the office. She was about to close it when she heard a blood-curdling scream from the floor below. For a moment, Dolores just stood there, a shocked expression on her face. Then she glanced at the clock and realized it was a few minutes past 8 in the evening. The scream must have come from one of Tori's acting students. The luxury condo immediately below the penthouse Doc had given her as a wedding present was owned by Victoria Bascom, Mayor Bascom's sister. Tori, as she preferred to be called, had been a famous Broadway actress. She'd recently retired and moved to Lake Eden to be closer to the only family she had left, her brother Richard and his wife Stephanie. Unable to completely divorce herself from the life she loved, Tori had volunteered to direct their local theater group, to teach drama at Jordan High, and to give private acting lessons to any Lake Edenite who aspired to take the theater world by storm. If not the richest, Tori Bascom was undeniably the most famous person in town.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.